Okay, internet people, welcome to Godot 3.5. This is an update video, a babbling video. It's about me talking about this scene in Godot since I created this scene in Godot over the weekend. Today is Sunday, I started on Friday. And since the last video where I talked about Godot, I didn't actually do anything which worthy, let's put it that way. So the reason for that is the programming. The programming scared me off, and I didn't have fun to learn it because I had to force myself, and it's, you know, I'm very visual. Programming is very difficult for me to learn. Written things are very difficult for me to understand. Very overwhelming, very difficult. But visual things and playing around with the engine in the environment, that's where my strengths are. That's what I believe. Doesn't mean I can't learn programming. It just means to me it's harder to learn programming from just reading documents on the internet. It's just, I need the practice, I need to see things, I need to play around with things. Otherwise it's really hard to get there. So I left it and I focused on Blender, which I really still do. So Blender, although I haven't uploaded a video in a while, the reason for that is just because I moved, my habits changed a little bit, and I'm very happy creating just Blender stuff, like models. I'm currently working on a motorcycle called S-Bull, and there will be an animation soon. It's one of my strengths, my strong animations. It's going to be cool. So I focus on Blender, creating also my own audio files, tested a little bit, music programming and so on. Anyway, I digress. Let's focus a little bit on Godot. So Godot, haven't done much. Then I thought, maybe a good idea is to just have fun with the engine. But I mean, I said to myself, Lucas, you should maybe just start start Godot, play around with the engine for 1 hour in a week, if you can, if you want, and having fun. That was my goal, and that's what I did then on Friday. And again, it's Sunday now, and I have this scene because it just happened, and that's how things can grow. Not saying I'm gonna be heavily focusing on Godot in the next half year. Maybe I'm gonna drop it again because I am gonna give myself the freedom of no pressure, because my heart goes for the animations. The animations makes me so happy. I'm so relaxed. Modeling, very relaxed. Godot, well, I had a great day on Friday. And then I had like an emotional roller coaster yesterday on Saturday, because looking for stuff on the internet, creating the sound, by the way, you hear in the car. This, the sound itself is, my mouth like, and when I drive backwards, yeah, then there's a little problem backwards. Anyway, so creating the sound is not difficult, but writing the code. So I wrote a code. Basically, when I press the W key and the car moves forward, then it makes the sound here. And when I press when I press S key, then you have a different sound. And that's all I wanted to do. I thought that's simple. But it turns out it's not that simple. It's not that simple to, the code itself is very simple, but it's not that simple to find exactly what you are looking for. In 3D at least. There are lots of 2D tutorials, but for the 3D I found a different video on the internet. I'm not sure, did I say it's just babbling? It's just an update video. So I found well, when I press the spacebar, and you can hear a sound, and that's because I just followed a video on the internet which I hoped would give me, you know, which I hoped would work, but it didn't work. However, it gave me an idea on how I can actually create this sound with the W and S, which I can actually show you. So wait, now Gadot is gone. Here we go. So yeah, that's what it is. So this is the this one here is not from me. So the whole thing, obviously, this is I mean, I tweaked it around here a little bit. Those things I tweaked, those things too. And this is what I actually wrote myself here. Function input event. So basically, when I press the forward key, so when a car, you know, is driving forward, which in my case is W, and then it shall play this audio stream. Yeah, this one here, I think, yeah. And that is not, I mean, you know, that's not really from me. But then I thought, okay, I was finally able to create the audio in the Gadot engine when I pressed W. I was very happy because it looks simple, but I didn't know how to do it. I did not know even where the script should be for that. So I also just tried to put it in the same car script. So this is the car script actually. So I did this, and then I saw while writing that the suggestion released, and this gave me the idea that when the key is released that the sound stops. And that is, I came up with myself, although it was suggested to me, but I had an idea, I thought that could work, and it actually did. And so this is my first, my very first success. And it was also my peak. After that, I just encountered so many, I'm gonna restart it. I encountered so many problems that, well, with Gadot, I'm gonna be honest here, with Gadot 3.5, I really have like a love-hate relationship. So when I do stuff in Blender, I can say most of the time, although it was hard at the beginning too, sure, every time when I looked for something, but I'm really relaxed. So I can listen to music, I'm gonna be relaxed. In Gadot, I do not know what I've yelled at my PC, but I probably even invented some new cursing words even in my German language because I couldn't take it. Not that I hate Gadot, it's because I could not find what I was looking for. And it's so frustrating. It is super frustrating, but it can also be rewarding. So what I also figured out is I had this idea. This is, you know, everything what you see here is from some Blender files I created quickly. There are actually only 3 things which kind of, you know, okay looking. The car is being one of those things. So wait, the camera is moving with the car, so I have to go here. Yeah, so I created, in German it's called Werbetafel. This is the billboard. And the idea is that the billboard is, the texture is rotating, and I wanted to import it directly with the rotation from Blender into the Gadot, but this doesn't work, unfortunately. Maybe it does, but I couldn't find that I can import with a texture animation. So you can import stuff which are animated with the animation. That works. This I already did in my last video, I think a half year ago, but it's also in this scene somewhere. Yeah, this guy here. This guy you can, you know, create this in Blender and also import this into the Gadot engine, and then you know it just works. But with the animation keys or, you know, loop. But this one doesn't, the billboard texture animation, you cannot import it. So I had to find another solution, and I found one of those, I mean, I'm happy it was there, don't get me wrong. I found one of the 1 minute 1 minute smartphone format Godot explanation videos. And although it's supposed to be like a fast explanation, I had to play it, stop it, because it was just too fast for me. I'm getting too old for this shit. Anyway, I'm still thankful it was there, because he actually described in the video how I can set up an animation player, or how do I connect that with an animation. You basically just animate the position, the offset of the texture position, and so that took me I don't know how long, but forever. So then I have this endless rotation endless rotation texture animation, which I think is great. So I mean, to me, you know, everything, again, I just figuring things out, and everything what works makes me very happy. Everything which doesn't work doesn't make me unhappy immediately, but if I look for the solution for hours, then I'm gonna become very upset. But you know, it's only temporary until I find a solution, and screaming at my computer just really helps me. Yeah, you just, or actually just let me restart Godot, because I wanted to show you this because I think it's funny. So there is an animation also, just a fan animation about a particle on this channel. Nothing, you know, just really stupid, but the idea is from this animation. So this guy is sitting on the toilet, obviously, and I called him Hans. No, nicht Hans. Hans is other Karl. Karl WC. WC means WC, and it stands in the German language for toilet. So if you look if you're on the German airport and you wanna go to the toilet, you just scream out from the top of your lungs WC, and no one will understand you. Then you have to say WC for W is V, and then people will understand you but still not help you, because why should they? Anyway, so I thought that's funny to put this guy here into the toilet, and that's actually interesting because the toilet has a collision tube on the bottom and on the top, and that is for now enough to because if the oh, well, I can show you this actually. What am I doing here? So wait a second. Here we go. What I like is that I'm not sure if I set this up, but if I press Shift and F, I can fly like I did this in Blender, and I like this. Anyway, so you can see there's a collider on top, a collider on the bottom, and then Karl itself, he himself has a collider. So this actually makes it able that he can, you know, be you know, that he reacts to my car. So if I just do this one here, oh, here's some advertisement for my ego, for my good old ego here. A little bit of ego you need. Too much ego is annoying, but you know, this is one of my good animations, so you should check this out. It's also on this channel. It's kind of cool. Yeah, then the grass, you know, it's also I just had created in Blender a little bit of grass, and just, you know, made a block of alpha grass, or whatever you want to call that, and then I exported it as, I believe, let's see, I'm not so familiar with those names. No, this is subclub. Where is it? Textures, Reifen. Dinge. Dinge means things in the German language. Blumen. Here. I think I exported it as a GLB I believe so. Again, all those things are kind of new to me, or I'm not familiar with that. I'm not doing this so often. I'm not even sure if I continue working on Godot because I want to finish my animation this month of the motorcycle. But I just want to share, you know, this little progress here because yeah, I was excited and it's honest, and you know, I want to just show you this, and I felt like recording a video in a while. And now today is the day where I'm actually doing this. So let's take a look at the car. Where's my car? As you can see, I just, you know, it's a mess from someone's perspective if you do a lot. So F focusing, that's good. So here's my car, and I can show you. This is there's a video on the internet where is an older for the Godot 3.5 engine, I think, or something like that, Godot 3. So there's a video, I think. Wait a second, how can I? That's what I mean. I'm not good at just you know, text stuff. It's always hard for me to focus on those things. Anyway, yeah, if you Google creating a car in Godot, and yeah, for a look at this on YouTube, then you will see a thumbnail. And it kind of looks like this, a very simple car, and this is the tutorial I followed to create a car, and then I just put it my stuff on top of this tutorial car, if you want, so like so, you know, because it's super easy to do. And I also have like this version here, which I think it's so funny. It's not finished yet, you know. I just started to create a this one here, basically, that has no condition. And I just used it to import it for testing purposes. You can see I created this car in Blender, and I just applied a mirror modifier, so that's the reason there are actually two wheels. Yeah, but again, I really like the idea of creating stuff in Blender and then just importing it into this engine is just, you know, it's awesome. So this is, you know, because I have so many things I could import. It's still kind of work, but I'm so happy that they're importing. I don't have to think even about textures or something. I mean, until now I didn't encounter major problems, except that I cannot I cannot export an animated texture yet, like this one. But at least I can export the whole object with all the textures by just exporting it, you know, selecting the object in Blender and exporting it. That's so super easy. That's also a lot of fun. So that's already good. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, jump around. Yeah, and so I thought it's cool to just the game is to just disturb all those Carl with C guys while they are on the toilet. I mean, I'm a pretty okay guy. I'm sometimes I'm even nice, but I cannot stand when people are on the toilet. I freak out every time when I see that. So that's my game now. I think no one should use the toilet at all. Yeah, that's what I think. And here you see the background. That is actually one of my test render picture when I learned Blender at the beginning. So I look at this guy, he is afraid of me. Here we go. Yeah. And here this thing here, I thought once it's cool to have, you know, creating some cars. Anyway, whatever. Do I have to say more? Did I cover everything? So again, I'm summarizing it again. Right now I'm focusing on Blender because this is when I listen to my heart. there are certain things which I realized when I do them. If I'm completely calm and relaxed, then it's probably for me. So Blender for sure. If I model something, I listen to music, I'm being relaxed, being gone like completely and very, very relaxed, just, you know, that's good. Next thing is I even started to learn a little bit of, not piano, but you know, I bought myself a keyboard to be able to create my own music, but very simple, you know, I'm not trying to become the next, you know, I just thought it's good to maybe be able to play a little something which I can use the music for in my animations. Turns out I actually really enjoy playing on the keyboard too, just with the piano keys. So I set up the, you know, the program, and then I just, you know, smash the keys, and that's also, I kind of like it. It's cool. And my only goal is to be able to teach myself only one song. I don't, you know, need to. That's my only goal for me, to have, to be able to play one song on a piano, but not really a piano, but you know, those keyboards. I don't know the right word for that. And that's my goal, and I have time for that forever, because it should be only a fun thing. Yeah, so that's what I'm focusing on. Blender, animations, modeling, and maybe making a little bit of music and audio files. If I gonna continue with Godot, I honestly don't know. But if this happens, then accidentally, because I'm gonna start Godot, play around, and see if the programming gets a little bit smoother, you know. Maybe it's not so hard to do. Yeah, so this is my honest thing. One thing I want to point out is maybe if you're still there and you know Godot a little bit, I mean, I should have maybe said this in the beginning, I forgot about that, but I'm gonna show you something. This freaked me out yesterday. So when I stop, oh wait, maybe I changed setting. It's easier to show. So if I go, because you maybe have a solution for that, or you don't, you know what I'm supposed to do. So where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna turn on the brake. So as I understand, the brake means basically the car stops at a certain time automatically if I don't press the W key or something. Well, if I drive around and if I stop the car, now the car brakes faster, which is cool. But if I'm not doing anything, you can see that the camera getting scared or something. And I tried to change different settings. First I assumed it had to do something with the braking, with this value here, with the brake. But I believe it's not really changing, solving the glitch or anything. It's just the camera movement shaking just starts earlier or later. That's what it's doing. That's what I figured out. So I do not know what it's causing it. I can maybe causing it, but maybe also cursing it, maybe also true. What it's causing it. So maybe it has something to do with this. This is the car. Then what the heck is that? I don't know. Maybe I just created this one. Why did I create this one? I don't know. I followed another tutorial with the audio. When I press the space key, probably something from that. Anyway, doesn't really matter. Okay, this is the camera. I set everything up like in the video tutorial on YouTube. If I think of, then I'm gonna put a link in there, but I don't wanna. I'm getting too lazy, guys. I don't wanna make this work. You know, it's Sunday. I just wanna, But I showed you how to, just Google it when you see the car, like I showed you in the thumbnail. That's the great video, and it's the thing I used. It's also very popular, so it should pop up immediately. Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, this is the camera, and maybe it's because of that, because the camera is connected. Also, it's connected in the, it's following the car. So yeah, that I would like to figure out why that is. And what else did I encounter? I had another problem. I couldn't remember. I cannot remember. What I can remember is that I thought, okay, I tried different settings. I tried to tweak around a little bit the settings to make the car, you know, to not have this shaking effect. Look at this guy here. So to not have this shaking effect when the car stops. So I thought, hey, I mean, I could download Godot 4.1 and import the settings. Import you know, the scene into the new Godot engine, and maybe this fixed the problem. But turns out it's worse. It's much worse. So that if I start to drive the car, it just flies. You know, there's something wrong with the physics. Like it's, I've heard that too. That I'm not sure if there is something still wrong with the physics engine in Godot. However, if I use the same car imported into the Godot 4.1, it's just unplayable. It just bounces, it just freaks out completely and then jumps around the world, so the whole rigid body thing doesn't really work. But I will give a benefit of the doubt or something like you guys say. Maybe I should just create the project from scratch again in the Godot 4 engine before I, you know, I thought about that. Yeah, but there are also not so many Godot 4 video tutorials out yet. So I think right now I'm gonna stick to 3 because I'm still overwhelmed with, yeah, I'm overwhelmed. That's what it is. Anyway, I'm actually surprised that after such a long time that Godot is my first video on this channel. I think so, at least, since I moved. But it just happened. Although I had a lot of frustrations and problems, the Friday I had a blast. I was so very happy on Friday. I listened to music. I listened to Backstreet Boys. I listened to the 90s because I'm a kid from the 90s, and I just drove around in the engine and I was so happy. And that was a good day again. And yesterday, Saturday, when I tried to solve some problems, looking actually for stuff, and then I had a really annoying day. And today I yeah, what did I fix today? Maybe nothing. Maybe it was just collecting my thoughts. Yeah, because I think yesterday I was still thinking, going to the bed, and was still thinking about Godot 4. So how am I, you know, what am I doing with that? But yeah. Anyway, so I'm also excited, like you know, getting a little bit nervous because I try to say everything which I thought is interesting to listen to, and summarize the things I encounter. But I think, or the ideas I had. Oh, yeah, this one here maybe. This is just, you know, a different plane in. Also made in Blender. This was just an experiment on how this would work, and it really kind of works, kind of good. Not perfect, but good enough. It gives me an idea. It's just playing around. That's basically it. Yeah. Also the grass. It's repeating a repeating texture. So that's also interesting. Oh, maybe, yeah. Maybe what. I'm gonna show you what actually freaked me out. So yesterday, I could not. I was thinking, what is going on? So I tried to tweak around the street here a little bit. So I used my own seamless texture I created in Blender. That's why it looks so like it's not pretty, but it gets the job done. And then it's somewhere here. And there are a lot of mistakes when I write, even in a German language. So, but I'm not really care for that because it's just for me actually. So I hope you don't mind. Let's see, Steinwand, which is the German Steinwand B. Yeah, so what I did basically is, this is the street, this is the texture. I put the texture into the material somewhere, I think, like here, yeah. And then I just played around. So I was lazy, I thought, hey, normal map, that's cool. I think that's the bump effect in Blender. I just put the texture here into again. And then I didn't know what Godot was doing. Godot was, where is it? Here, this one I should use. So I didn't realize that. So what Godot was doing when I did this is basically when I put the texture into the albedo color. Sometimes I hope I don't say albino, but you know it's just so close, this word albedo. So if I put this texture into this is correct and everything worked. But if I put the same texture into the normal map, then it changed the color. So suddenly my PNG file was modified into green, into kind of a yellowish green red color. And this drove me crazy because I was thinking that Godot is randomly changing colors to my PNG files, and I was looking for that. And I was thinking what the, because if that would be the case, that would be horrible, because at any time Godot could just randomly, that's how it felt to me, decide, hey, let's change the color because I feel like it, and that really drove me crazy. That actually caused the screaming at my computer. What the hell are you doing? Yeah, but you know, obviously it's me. So I had to learn that if you, the Godot, I think it actually says that somewhere, I believe so. Maybe not. I think I read it in the Godot itself. But yeah, what Godot is doing, because it only, I think, uses for the normal map effect green and red, so it modifies whatever PNG file you put into as an import into red and green. And if you use the same texture for the bump slash normal map and texture, then it also changes the texture itself, results in you getting the wrong colors. And that was something I think I could solve shortly before I said, okay, I'm calling it a day. Yeah, so I mean, that's on the one hand frustrating, but that's normal stuff that can also happen with Blender. If you do not know things, then it's very frustrating. But at the same time, also good that it happened, because now I know what's going on, and this is how you actually learn things. So that's also okay. At the beginning, things are very frustrating. I'm just a little bit disappointed that Godot 4 doesn't handle the importing of this scene very well, because to me it's scary, because I just managed it somehow to create a car, and it for some miracle reason actually works. And then when you as a beginner put this into the newer version of the same program and it doesn't work and you don't know why, it's just disappointing. Or it scares me a little bit off, you know, it makes you think, oh, yeah. However, I should really take it easy. I mean, for 3 days, I think that's amazing. That the most important part is really take it easy. So I made it, I came so far, and now I can take a break. And next time when I feel like it, you know, maybe try the same thing again. And maybe a good thing would be to start a completely new project in Godot 4, maybe creating also a car there from scratch again, and to get more familiar with that. Okay, well, that is all my thoughts. A lot of them, it's a lot of babbling, but yeah, it helps me definitely, and I you know, maybe it helps you, but we'll see about that. Yeah. Okay, let's see when the next Godot video comes. Maybe also in a half year, maybe in 2 years, maybe never. Again, I'm taking it very easy. I want to handle it as a fun thing, not rather than I want to learn that, I want to get this done. To me, you know, because I intend not to pressure myself anyways, it's better to think, to play instead of learn. When it comes to programming, at least. Okie dokie. Well, how many minutes? 35 minutes. Yeah. Shall I show you my projects? No, forget about that. Okay, guys, thanks for watching. I hope it was interesting. Yeah, if there is a animation, a motorcycle S-Bull animation video where I also use my own sounds created with Audacity and LMMS. If you see that, you should check it out. It's kind of cool. It's one of the strong animations. Anyway, have a great day, and yeah, bye bye internet. Until then, auf Wiedersehen. Bye bye.